Hi everybody. Alright. Welcome to HUM 420 Contemporary Ethics. I'm Tom Forstall, Associate Professor of Writing here at Lynn University. For those that don't know me, I've been teaching at Lynn University since 2014, and before that I began my academic career in 2005 at Barry University. It's a little university down in Miami, if you're not familiar. Also teaching writing. So academics is really my second career. For most of my life, I was involved in sales and sales management in the field of power electronics and backup or standby power systems. I spent a lot of time overseas selling into the industrial equipment marketplaces and applications for critical process controls like in the petrochemical industry or in telecommunications marketplaces like the wireless systems, in addition to the more traditional large-scale computer processing systems. I tell you this because my background's a little different than the traditional university academic who has spent most of their life in university. For the purpose of this course, I hope it gives me a little more experience in helping you relate to one of the main purposes of the class, the requirement of writing a research project paper relating your own professional major or field of study, be it psychology or international marketing or communications or biology, whatever, to a typical ethical problem or dilemma within that field or discipline. For example, as an international marketing student, you might want to consider how truthful your marketing material is from the perspective of your customer. For example, in my own experience, if I'm selling lead-acid batteries to a customer, should I bring up the issue of recycling the used materials? Or should I leave the customer to have to consider that issue on their own and just avoid mentioning the issue altogether? Should that consideration be included in the company's own marketing materials, especially if the business doesn't have a good record in sustainability or environmental practices? So mainly because of the short time period of this class, it's only 4 weeks long, each of you will have to make a choice in the first week of this course to decide to take one of two paths with your research project. The first path will be to choose an off-the-shelf project that I've provided. I've described 3 different, though certainly related ethically, problems or issues in different fields. I've also provided a number of off-the-shelf resources for these, so it would be just a matter of starting to research the industry codes of ethics that apply to the problem and begin to write your annotated bibliographies and use those notes to begin to write your final paper due the last week of the course. Or you could come up with your own original idea related to an issue that you might be more familiar with from your own studies and that you prefer to research. I'd be happy to work with you on whichever path you chose. So the research project is the main practical goal of the course, but it's only important in regard to the primary learning goal of the class, which is to equip and familiarize yourselves with the terminology or vocabulary of ethical theory as it relates to your field of studies and to your life and mine. Those students who have taken my courses here at Lynn know that one of my primary goals in teaching is to have fun. So with that in mind, and keeping in mind the short duration of our class, I decided to use the Netflix series The Good Place as the primary set of examples that I'm hoping we can all relate to in our discussions each week. So every week there will be 2 short written discussions that use the series The Good Place as examples of some of the ethical theory that's contained in the course and in the readings that I'll assign, Ethics, the Essential Writings by Marino. The writing prompts will ask you to answer all the questions and use a formal style of academic writing that uses APA citations in the discussions themselves. So my plan is to Zoom with you twice a week, probably Monday and Wednesday, so before the discussions are due, and that way we can discuss the week's work, the theories, the show, and anything else you want to talk about. And yes, the Zoom sessions are mandatory in that I'm going to use your attendance at our meetings as an indicator of your engagement in the course. And no, if you miss one, it's no big deal. I know you have a life like me, and sometimes our plans change. So I think that's enough for now. Why don't you take a look at the little video lectures I've made for the weekly modules and check out the resources I've added for each of the assignments. There's some great little videos that Scott May, one of the philosophers who contributed to the Netflix show, makes on the individual theories. I think you'll find them really helpful in understanding the ethical theories. So get started on Module 1. Binge watch The Good Place, the first season, this week. And just keep going. And in your discussions, try not to spoil the ending of the first season for anyone during our first week of discussions, okay? I'm looking forward to seeing you all soon. Thanks.